This is Mr. Mums, the parenting podcast that's as real as the mess in your living room, but way more fun.
Hosted by us,
Demi Duncan
and Melinda Baxter, the proud inventors of the Mr. Formula Feeding Safety Thermos.
We're here to share unfiltered life updates, parenting stories and advice.
Plus, the chaos that comes with juggling 7 children between us while running a business.
So grab a coffee or whatever keeps you going and join us for a laugh.
Because let's face it, we're all just figuring it out.
It's probably still like been an adjustment in terms of helping put 3 kids to bed before yourself. Like, you know, a night before training and stuff, I'm not like super strict, but I like to be in bed. I like to relax and really shut down and try and go to sleep as early as possible. And, you know, there's sometimes like, you know, one kid's out of the bed and this and that, and like you have to go put them back in bed before you can go to bed. And like there's some nights when, you know, the time ticks over and you're like, oh, like they're, like I'd be like, oh shit, I'm only going to get 7 hours sleep now or whatever it is. And that's been an adjustment for me because like I can get up early in the mornings, but like I need to sleep before training and that's just part of my job.
Yeah.
But it's like, putting people to bed before yourself has been the biggest shift.
Then also what you struggle with is that other way when I do allow her to be selfish and I do say go to bed or go sit. Maddy has her own house.
Don't tell me she feels guilty.
Like go sit at your own. Go sleep at your own house tonight. Go sit on your couch and scroll TikTok for 4 hours. Like it's okay. No, I'm like, well, yeah. So she misses being selfish as the footballer, but innately struggles so hard to do it when she needs to, and I encourage it.
Yeah.
Has it changed your football? Like, has it sort of done anything on the field?
Well, we've just gone back to training.
It'll be interesting to see when the season starts.
Yeah.
Don't stress her out.
Sorry.
I can see the anxiety.
But no, it's been like it's exciting, like to know that Essie will be there. You know, by footy season she'll be a bit more active, and you know, hopefully this year, if all goes to plan, I'll play my 75th game, which is a milestone, and it'd be really special to run through the banner with her. And you know, they're like little things you've always dreamt of, is having your number on the back of your own kid or, you know, a special person's back.
My whole heart is like,
and you know, we've got a jersey with my number on it.
You're
for
not being
Essie
filmed. I wish that they could see. Debbie's just sitting here with tears in her eyes the whole time.
And you know, we took her to the footy the other week to watch an Essendon game, and she had like a jersey on with my number on it, and like it'll be so cool when we go into my games and she's there, and that'll be really special.
Don't think Maddy will ever comprehend, and as mums you would, that to her it comes so naturally to love my daughter in that way, but for me to have a partner that loves my children like that, to her it's just like, what do you mean? Of course I do. And again, her family to accept all my kids and do that. I'm like, not a lot of people would act like that.
Yeah.
And so
just like hearing you speak about those like moments, I'm like, no one thinks like, not a lot of people think
so
like that when it's not your baby.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I guess obviously leading up to birth and stuff, as I said, like a lot of anxiety and stuff. But yeah, it was just like, it wasn't doubt of, oh, will I be good at it? It was purely just like, will I love her the same as I love Bob and Floss? Will I love her more than I love Bob and Floss? Like, what's my connection going to be with her? You know, like I've got a great connection with Bob and Floss, but I haven't helped raise them since birth. Like I didn't get to see them from day one. Like, and I've had to form a relationship later on in their life, which I mean, it's a great one. But like to see someone birth day one and bring her home and, you know, do all that stuff. Yeah. It's like, it's a bit more protection towards her because I'm like, no one will hurt her. Yeah. Kind of thing. At the start that I struggled with not having as much time with Soph. Like, you know, in previous relationships or not, it's just, it was purely just me and that person. And, you know, doing things together all the time and being able to go here, there and everywhere. And at the start I did struggle. I was like, you know, it's not just me and Soph, it's me and the 2 kids, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it was like, oh, let's go do this Saturday. No, I've got to go here. Okay.
But I also am someone who I love taking my kids everywhere with me. Like I've said to Mads from day one, they are a part of me. And I will always, and I believe I do, make time where I can for us. Like this Saturday night, me and Maddy are going to the footy, just us. And we're so excited. Like I'm going to have a beer at the footy. you're going to have your bottle of water. I'll probably come home drunk. But just like I'm going to get the kids are at their dad's. I'm going to get a babysitter for Essie just so we can go have a couple of hours together. But the majority of the time is all of us.
Yeah.
And so I knew, and again, that was normal. So I think there's been a lot of challenges for Mads that doesn't matter how many times I've said that is so normal, that is understandable. Who she is as a person has felt bad for feeling that. And I'm like, it's okay. What I think we've been so good at is we have hit a lot of challenges and hurdles that people might not hit in their relationship for 7 years, 8 years, 10 years. You get married, you have kids. Like, yes, we're not married, we're not engaged, anything like that, but we're as committed as you can be. We live under the same roof now, basically, with 3 children and 3 fucking dogs. Like, so we're just a
That's the
fast
commitment.
track.
That's the commitment.
I think it would be strange if you didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yes.
Like it's way more normal to feel all those things because it means that you're feeling things and you can't just be optimistic. You have to wear all the hats of taking the side of caution and the side of like it's a risk realistically.
Absolutely.
And but that's normal.
It's a huge risk for both of us. Again, like I said, bringing someone else into my kid's life and a newborn baby's life. But also Maddy took a risk too to fall in love and be there from day one to raise this baby for then maybe me to turn around one day and go, no. She was like, well, where do I stand?
Yeah.
You know, you obviously enter in every relationship going, well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it is. It's a huge risk that we're aware of. Hopefully we don't ever.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
And does it
Why
feel
when I say please don't do that, do you not say please don't do that to me?
No, please don't do it to me. Is that her crying?
no one's
Maddy
crying.
just had the mummy.
I can just
That is it.
Yeah.
That is it. How many times have you ducked your head out of the shower?
The amount of times I've like, it's just, if it was just me and her, I'd just turn the shower off. I'm like,
Can I
go back on. I'm like, nope, she's good.
You're a mum. You're a mum.
Yeah.
That's-
What is Essie calling you? I mean, not that she speaks, obviously, but surely we're surely we're saying something.
Just whatever, like I've always just said, Soph's always just said whatever she wants to call me.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's for her to figure out.
Yeah.
You know, if she wants to call me Mads, she can call me Mads. If she wants to call me Mum, she can call me Mum. Honestly, whatever.
Yeah.
she
M-dog.
wants. Yeah, M-dog. I'm pretty happy with anything. Like, I think if she called me Mum, like it'd be probably one of the best days of my life. Like, you know, you always dream of, you know, imagine like Soph's relationship with her kids, like she's their mum, like, and you know, it's so beautiful, like to think that you could be that someone else. So yeah, hopefully.
I've always
it's
just
up to her.
She's
But
going to call you
She
mum.
can call me Mads.
she's gonna call
whatever.
I'm ready to call your mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I said so she can call me Dad if she wants, but whatever she wants. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've always said, people ask that a lot. A lot of people have asked it on Instagram and I've never addressed it because it's what Essie wants to call her.
Yeah.
I think we all know what Essie's going to call
And
her.
but in like the household, when you're like, are you like, all right, go to Mads, or are you like, go to mum? Like, you know how you just say
initially
things?
I would say Mads and now I think I'm saying mum more. But even Floss, like we're sort of just guided by the kids and what they're
Totally.
comfortable with.
Yep.
So Bobby will call you Mads all the time. Floss calls her Mads. But when Floss has Essie and is, well, like what you said, handing to Mads, she'll go, you want to go to mama?
Yeah.
So again, we're going
You're
in
just
their
rolling
flow.
with it.
We're rolling with it.
It's almost like you need a halfway between nickname like Mimi or something like that. Like, so it's kind of like it's just your own
She can
position.
make up
Do you know what I mean?
whatever
Like
name
just
she
I
something
think
cute.
we all know it's
gonna be mum.
It's mum.
She's going to
Yeah.
be calling her mum.
Yeah.
She's more of a mum than, you know, some people I know.
Yeah.
And I think with like that's just so cute that Floss just says that herself. Like you haven't you haven't told Floss to just go and say that. Like that's just her naturally saying that. I'm like that's beautiful.
But that
in
was
itself.
a caution of mine at the start too. Like obviously we're all aware this baby's being raised by Maddy as well. Honestly, like Maddy is the most amazing help to me. I wouldn't even say help. You're my partner. You're a parent as well. We all know that she's going to call that. But I was also cautious of not pushing that label onto Maddy if she didn't want to. Yes, you know, because she's not mum to Bobby or Floss. If you don't want to be mum to Essie, that's fine. You didn't know what you wanted to be either.
yeah, I think I was just like, I didn't want to overstep Sophie either because obviously her plan to get pregnant was doing it on my own, single mum. Like, so I was just like, this is your thing. Like, you have to do it. And I'll
You're
just
the mum.
support you.
Yeah.
Like, you're her, or at the time, you're the baby's mum. You know, but then it started like ticking over once Essie was born. It was like, you know, seeing Bobby and Floss with their mum and Essie with their mum, I was like, God, like
you raised her from
that's what I want to be.
her mum.
I guess, it's just that. But
even the other day walking
at the start,
in,
I was like, don't overstep Soph.
Yeah, but yet I didn't want to overstep her.
You guys are just so thoughtful
and
towards
so
each other.
considerate,
So
of each other.
Yeah.
But I think that is why we work so well, and I have some relationship experience to base this on. We work so well because we're so the same with our core values, like respect, communication, which we communicate in different ways, but we're working really hard on that. Like how hard we love. My best friend said this to me, you finally have someone that loves you as much as you love them.
Yeah.
Like I love so hard, but so does Maddy.
Yeah.
Like probably harder than me, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Our core values are identical. And so that is why I think we work so well, but then we both just like love having fun and being silly and stupid. So going back to the age gap, like Maddy's had to grow up very quickly to be a parent in this house, but God, she keeps me young and silly and stupid as well. Like so young and stupid. That was perfect.
So you sort of touched on it a smidge before, but about what people ask you online. What are some of the like fun questions?
My favourite lately is, she looks really like Maddy. I'm like, she's not Maddy's baby. The weirdest one was brother.
Yeah, I posted an Instagram story of my brother and
who's
Sophie
16
at the pub, and we were having lunch. And someone replies, "That's definitely Essie's dad. Like that's your
Essie's
brother's
donor.
the donor." And I'm like,
it's Maddy's 16
"What the hell?"
brother.
Yeah, like just crazy stuff. Or just people asking questions like, "Please tell me like her nationality and tell me like, is it your egg?" And this like just the messages you get, and you're like, I don't know. Do you think I'm just going to reply to you? Like, Sue, I don't even know you.
Sue.
Like, or the people with, just whatever. Like, I'm not going to reply to you. Like, I wouldn't even tell some of my friends information.
You follow people online, you're interested about things, and obviously it's a very unique situation. But I always say, would you literally ask someone that in the shops?
Yeah.
No.
Like, if you saw two mums and a kid, would you go over and say, whose baby is it?
No,
never.
never.
In a million.
And how did you do that?
years.
Like, how did you fall pregnant?
Yeah, that's my favourite.
Like, are people fucking
This
dumb?
is sorry, but this is rude. But some people go like, "What?" And I go, "The dildo worked.
Yeah.
It exploded, and I don't know. She's magic.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're gonna kill me for saying that. Sorry, Alex.
Another question that the people want to know, and so do I. Do you want to carry your own baby one day? Like, do you have dreams to actually carry your own baby one day?
I think obviously that's still like I've got a fair bit of time to have to think about that. I want to play footy as long as I can.
Yeah.
So the athlete part of me is like absolutely not. But even like when I actually think about it, I love having kids in my life, but it's not something that I would picture myself doing. And I think I have a lot of respect for women that carry babies, and the way that watching a female body grow a baby firsthand is amazing to watch, but I could never picture myself doing it.
Yep.
And
You
the recovery side of things, I like, it's nothing like that. I'm like, oh, like I just don't know if I could do it and then want to play footy again, or do I stop playing footy full stop and do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, the thought of being pregnant has never been like, yes, like I want
like
to do it.
Dying to do it.
Yeah. So it's not a never, but it's.
But again, in a normal situation, she's 24. Like, not many 24-year-olds are even thinking about that anyway.
Totally.
So I'm like, you don't need to think about it right now.
So yeah, like, I mean, I can decide that when I want, but it's not something that I'm like, yes, I can't wait to be pregnant and do that. Like, I've got a woman next to me that has 3 beautiful kids, so I'm pretty blessed with that already. But yeah, I'm not sure about pregnancy for myself.
Yeah, that's fair. Focus on your career.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, through this chat, I've actively forgotten your age.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how you go.
Oh, absolutely. Like, but my whole family too, like, they just love her. I've said to her before, in case you haven't realised by this is gross, but we are so obsessed with each other. All we do is sit there and tell each other like amazing things about each other.
Can't hardly tell.
Yeah. And I
tell.
said to her, like, do you know how proud I am to have a partner that that everyone in my life that has met goes, I love Maddy. And I'm like,
Did you know that was missing before you got it? Yes. Yeah, okay. Right.
yeah, ask my best friend.
Okay.
Yes, but I've made so many exceptions in the past and I'm annoyed at myself, but I'm also like, that's life. You live, you learn, you know, and I think it's led me to be in this place now where I love someone so amazing. It's like all of that for me. I'm like, I went through some of the just stupidest, worst shit ever, but it was so worth it because she was waiting for me at the end, you know? Oh,
So if you had to, what's your fave thing about each other? Like you clearly love each other a lot.
I think
what's
we
your
do this
absolute
every night
favorite?
to each other.
Yeah.
No, but like tip top favorite.
I
Say what you really think, Maddy.
you say first.
No, you say what you really think.
You say
Mads
first.
will be like her boobs or something.
No, I think I've always been a very family orientated person, so I think that's why, you know, obviously Soph has her kids, so naturally as a mum, like, you know, you love your children and they're your number one priority, but I really like the family orientation side of things, the values, but I think just we have a lot of fun together, like we have just genuine fun. You know, we don't have to go do crazy things, it's like we just enjoy being together. So I just enjoy Soph's energy, but I think the family first mentality is really appealing.
You said that it was
that's something
surprised
I've always
you.
been about my own families, family first, and you know, being with someone that also thinks that is quite appealing. Yeah.
All right, today I'm stopping the pod because I like genuinely need to talk about my happy place.
What is it?
Upstate Studios.
I knew you were going to say that. We've both been going for years.
Yeah.
And I would say that I think it's the versatility of all the different class types that keeps us wanting to go back.
Yeah, absolutely. And also it's just like fun. I think what's like the most important thing is that there is something for absolutely everybody. Like there's boxing, hot Pilates, yoga, sound bath, meditation, reformer.
I'm obsessed with boxing. I
Yes.
love boxing. When I explain to people that I love the boxing, they're like, oh, I don't really like boxing and like partner work. And I'm like, no, it's not that type of boxing.
No.
I'm like, it's all just like this sequence that you just follow, but it's to the beat of the music and it's just like fun and I don't know, you just get like a big ooh. So here's the best part. Because of our love for Upstate, they are giving our listeners a discount. 30 days of unlimited classes for $29.
There's 12 studios around Victoria, so I'm sure that you'll find one near you. And Geelong Matt Studio just had a full-blown glow-up.
Upstate is like your one-stop shop.
Yeah, like literally they even offer courses on becoming a Pilates instructor, so you can become an instructor at Upstate, and they also have international retreats. In our show notes, I've popped a link, so follow that through.
And then use code MR at checkout to get your $29 pass for unlimited classes.
See you in class.
Mads always says to me, actually, something that really surprised me about you is how family orientated you are too. So that is something that we love. Like our weekends now, Maddie's weekends look very different now, being with kids and sport, but we spend a lot of time at my sister's house, at her parents' house. And I remember after dating a few weeks, I think I was early pregnant, I said, it's Sunday, like let's just go up and see what your family's doing. And she was like, why? I was like, we'll just I don't know, we'll go watch a footy or something. And she's like, oh yeah, okay. Because, you know, she's normally on her own. So like on a Sunday, she might just chill on the couch and watch Netflix or something. And we went up and spent the Sunday at her parents'. She goes, that was actually really nice. I'm like, yeah, like you love your family. Why would you not go? She was like, oh, so that's what our weekends are now.
Yeah.
My favourite thing about Maddy, it's so nice to have a partner where I could list like 100 things, but her heart is one of the most pure, and her intentions as well, like her intentions for people and her love for them and wanting to help them is like the best quality I've ever seen in any. She will do, people say this very lightly, but Maddy will do anything for anybody and never ask for anything in return, ever. And it is such a wonderful trait to have in her, but to have in a partner as well, and to have in a family member. But I think she's just like big dick energy sexy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just I had to throw something. Like we're fun, we're cheeky, what you said before about like just being with each other is our favourite thing to do. And again, going back to your family, it was her parents' 35th wedding anniversary or something.
Yeah, I think something
like this last year or this year. And we were visiting them and Maddy said, oh, what are you guys going to do? Like, you're going to go for dinner or anything? And they both went, nah. They said, Mads, we'd probably just get a pizza and sit on the couch. Like, we just like being with each other.
Aww.
And I said, that's goals.
Yeah.
After 35 years of marriage,
Yeah.
their favourite thing to do is sit on the couch with each other. And I'm like, that's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
And that is us.
Yeah. We do love to have a good time too.
We love like a dance. We love...
We do like socialising, but we also like
we're just
love
in a baby
being
bubble
together as well.
at the moment though.
Yeah.
Like I've got no desire to really be social at the moment and I'm so fine with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm so fine. I'm always like, Mads, go hang out with the footy girls, go coffees, go do this. I am so fine. Like I've wanted this baby for so long and I've wanted my life to slow down for so long. So I am so fine on the couch in my jammies. You are too, but you also do like...
Yeah.
She's got a bit more of a social battery than me at the moment. But you're also sometimes like social battery dead, don't want to talk to anyone. I'm like, you're a mum
yesterday
now.
I got home from training and I was like, I just need to sit down.
But I'd made a mistake. I thought it was a really good idea. I'd invited 3 of her friends over for dinner and she's going like this to me and I'm like, oh, shit. I thought it was like a good thing. Surprise, I'm cooking a roast. I've got all your friends coming over and she's like, I am so tired. I'm like,
I was exhausted. I was at the pub all day and I was like, all right.
I think something that I really like about you, we're being like so deep here. We're both really good for each other in different ways. So Maddy for me is, I'm chaotic. Everyone goes, how do you run a business? How do you raise kids? How do you do this? How do you do that? I am chaotic and that's how I work. That's how I always have. I like being like that. I'm just an absolute mess. That's just how I roll.
Trying to get on a plane with Soph. It's crazy. You're running to the gate and I'm like,
I just
you have to be somewhere.
I'm like, I can get
10
to the
minutes
airport
early
in 10 minutes.
Nah.
Maddy is like 2 hours early, bags
go.
packed. This is here. This is here. So that side, I'm like, oh, I love this. Like she helps me. In the past, I've been very, again, in relationships. I don't need anyone. I'm fine on my own. You are just an addition to me. Like you're here to compliment me, which times I didn't always do that. But you're here, I don't need you. I'm a strong, independent woman. I raised my kids on my own. And I've always believed that. I said to Maddy recently, you're the first person I've ever actually needed in my life. Like I need you here with me.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Like I can't. Yeah, like she helps me get on track with being organised and schedule, and God, she does the most incredible job with my children. Like they have a routine in the morning. Obviously the past few months my priority's been baby and so Maddy's been older kids. So, she's up in the morning, lunches are done. Like sometimes I'm still eating and I'm like, and she's packed the lunches and I'm like, sit down. I just got to get it done. And like, again, sometimes I'm taking my last bite and I'm like, where's all the plates at? She's cleaned the whole kitchen already. She just isn't do it. Like she can't sit down unless everything is spotless.
Or when Soph's cooking, I'll clean.
Oh, this actually
just so then
kills
it's
me.
like a little bit tidy. So then after dinner, it's not as messy.
Yeah, and then what do you do though?
And then she'll be like, where's the fucking knife I was using? I was like, it's in the dishwasher.
I turn around for 2 seconds and I'm like, where's my whisk? I need to stir it. And she goes, oh, I washed it and put it away. I'm like, you're so tidy, stop for 2 seconds.
I think that's like one thing I'm always like, all right, we got to leave at 8:30. So make sure you're up, get yourself ready. I'll get ready before 8 o'clock. So I'll have Essie. You have half an hour to get ready. Sometimes I'm like, come on, Soph, like, let's go. It's all right, I'll be ready. I'm like,
one of those people who just love putting myself under pressure. I work better under pressure.
It's just, I'm like, if I say I'm out the door at 8:30, I want to be out the door at 8:30.
No, you want to be out the door at 8:25.
Yeah. Like
and 8:30 for me is leaving at 10 to 9.
Yeah.
You've got a half an hour window in my life. So my, people I work with, if we have a meeting at 10:30, they'll say the meeting's at 9:45.
I was going to say, why don't you just do that?
It is like my worst trait and I'm aware of it, but it's just me.
Okay, we need to speak about our friends over at Mumamoo.
Oh my God, we are so excited for them. They are launching in over 400 Woolies stores around Australia. We all know how much I love Woolies.
How good is that?
They are like,
It's
they
so
have
good.
hustled and they have done such an amazing job with their brand, their product, and it just speaks volumes how loved their formula is.
Mumamoo infant formula and toddler milk are 100% Australian made. So we know exactly how important it is to do your research about infant formula, having our business.
Absolutely. It's one of our most highest recommended thing to do as someone pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, we put together a formula feeding guide for beginners, and that was one of the biggest things we put in there is do your research, because you just never know when you're going to need it.
One thing we know that's important to parents is 100% Aussie made, Aussie dairy ingredients.
Yeah, agreed. And I love that it's female founded. This is just so amazing because Woolworths is just so convenient, which it's now allowed Mumamoo to just be so accessible.
Not only that, they've been number one on product review for the last 3 years running. Like,
so good.
They are phenomenal.
Goals.
Absolute goals. And on a personal note,
Yeah.
the owners are all the most beautiful, supportive, amazing women. They've supported us on our journey.
I feel like
as
they
well.
align really well with us. Like we both just genuinely want the best for the customer.
Absolutely.
Like, and that's at the end of the day, like that's all we care about. So you can visit Woolworths now in store and online to see their full Mumamoo range.
Do you know what we haven't touched on? Having a baby after how many years?
Yeah, wild. So
Like-
good though. So good.
So good.
So good. Yeah, obviously it's never what I planned, but I wouldn't have it any other way now. Like having the kids, there's obviously different dynamics that make it, just get the baby to sleep. They haven't slept all day. Just get the baby to sleep. Fucking hell, I've got school pick up. Got to go to netball training. Take Floss there. I've got this. I've got that. And again, Maddy is amazing, but she's now back at training. So she's pretty much like full-time schedule. So hard for things, so good for others. In the mornings, right, hold your sister. I'm just going to brush my teeth. I'm having a shower. Essie's awake. I've had her all day. She's just going to sit in your room with you for a while. Floss, change her nappy. Things like that. Amazing. And the love, like seeing – I always knew my kids would be amazing. There's something special about seeing Bobby with a little baby sister. Like Floss is just a mini mum, so that was always going to flow. That was always – and initially, obviously – I had the baby. Bobby's like, she doesn't do anything. Like he really wasn't interested, and I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like Floss says, oh my god, a mum here, put her on your boobie, like blah blah blah. And Bobby's like, well, I'll talk to her when she's older. And now, like, she's starting to smile and engage. I just catch him in these moments because he's hit the age where he's starting to be a bit cool and he's a big boy now. But I catch him in these beautiful moments with his sister.
I think now that she's like makes noises and smiles and stuff, Bobby's a bit more attached. Like Floss is still there, but I think when she wasn't crying and kind of annoying you, Floss was like, oh, like, and then now Bobby's like, oh my god, like she's smiling at me, Mum, look, she's holding my hand, and like
Bobby actually said to me in London, there was a time where I think she was crying or whatever, and I was cooking dinner, and I said, Floss, here, can you hold her? And Bobby later came up to me, he said, Mum, why don't you ever ask me to help with her? Oh. And I said, oh my God, I'm sorry, darling. I just didn't think you wanted to, really. He's like, well, no, I would like to, but you always ask Floss. And I was like, oh my God. But it was because at the start he was just like, no. So now he wants, and he'll come up to me. Last night we had friends over and they're holding the baby, and he comes up and he's like, can I hold my sister? Like, of course you can. Like,
there was moments early on when he'd just come home from school and he'd just go into his room. And we're like, are you going to say hi to your sister? He's like, hey. And just keep
like
walking.
Zero care in the world.
And he's like.
But she was a blob.
Yeah,
totally.
she's
She's like this, and she's on Mum's boob. He's at the age where he's like, I'm really going to sit next to you while you're doing that. But pregnancy-wise, so different. Hard.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Yeah.
I had a really, really hard pregnancy, and I think that's why I was blessed. Thank whoever is up there with my dream birth experience. She was my littlest baby by far, despite the fact I was huge. Huge. And when I say, I know people get uncomfortable and sore in pregnancy, I'm now having I've been referred to have MRIs and scans because I think I might have had a broken rib in my pregnancy.
Stop.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been seeing my postnatal pregnancy physio, and she's like, I think you've had a fracture in your rib. I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like, I just sort of dealt with, I was bedbound for the past few months. I'd just maybe go out once a day, but it was walking it was horrible. It was really hard. Yeah, so now it makes sense, but it was all this fluid. So I had, they said in the hospital.
5 litres.
Yeah, but they said 2 litres is normal.
2 to 2.5.
Yeah, is normally a lot of fluid. And they said you had over 5 litres of fluid. I'm like, that makes sense, like everything. So my ribs, they say your ribs normally push up, obviously, when you're pregnant, but mine were going out like a claw. Like, they're still so sensitive to touch. I've still got tears in my abs here. So the pregnancy was a lot. I wasn't, I was 22, 23 and then 26, I think, with my others.
Yeah.
So, and I was fit and I was active. Like I was playing footy the week before I actually got, had the procedure done and I played netball that night. Mum's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, think about it. If I'd had sex in the normal way, you'd go play netball. Like you wouldn't even think about it. So I'm like, I'm just treating it like that. So I was fit and healthy and active. But yeah, the pregnancy was harder, but the aftermath is better. Like I'm so confident in myself as a parent. I'm so comfortable. I'm very mentally strong in the sense, like if there's a shit day, yes, I'm like, oh, she was a nightmare today. She didn't sleep. But I'm very much of the mindset, it's going to pass.
Yeah.
You're very much like, it's not going to last like this
I think the last
forever.
part of pregnancy was like one activity. Like if we were going to the footy that night, Soph would rest all day so she'd
stay in bed
have
till 4
somewhat
PM.
energy to go just purely because she was in so much pain like all the time.
Pain, but
Which was
energy-wise,
that was probably hard to watch. Like it was like, are you okay? Like what can I do? And it's like nothing. Like you can't do anything and you just feel like I felt bad if I was like going here, there and everywhere because I'm like that's what I'm doing. But Soph just not
I couldn't
physically
do anything.
like but emotionally she was just like I can't bear to be in the car or be at a shopping centre in pain.
Sitting,
like,
sitting was the worst thing. Standing actually didn't hurt. So sitting now it makes sense because there was so much pressure on my ribs was the most painful thing ever. So if I was in the car I had to lay down. And so like one time we're in Noosa and I would have only been like 32 weeks pregnant and we took the kids to the movies. Oh, what an ordeal that was. I ended up nearly laying on the floor in the cinema. So yeah, that was hard for you to watch too.
That was hard.
Not understanding the pain. But yeah, no, have a baby in your 30s is really fun. It's so good.
Did it work first implant?
It worked first time. Yeah. So everyone thinks I had IVF. I didn't have IVF. I had IUI, which is artificial insemination. So literally picture a syringe under medical guidance. A lot of the gay community, you might hear of the term turkey basting, where they'll do it at home on their own with a known sperm donor. But I went through the medical process. So basically they track you get your period as normal. You go in every day for blood tests and they track your ovulation. They want to hit like peak ovulation. They don't want to waste your time, waste your money, waste the vial of sperm. So I think it was like 4 days. I had to be there at 7 a.m. for a blood test. What are you laughing at?
It was like, it was a long 4 days.
Yeah, it was an experience.
It was just
and then like literally, they're tracking your bloods, they're scanning you to see where your egg is. Yep, egg's been released. And then it's like, right, your egg's going to be in the perfect position at 9:30 on Wednesday morning. Wow. So you need to be here and 5-minute procedure, like check it's there. Yep, it's just kind of like going to the gynecologist.
Yeah.
And then honestly, syringe, it's not a needle, but some way it's put into my uterus. And it's crazy, actually. It's honestly crazy knowing it was happening. I don't know if it's possible, but I believe I felt it when she goes, all right, it's going in now. I was like, oh, I felt that. And I can't explain to you. I knew I was pregnant.
Wow.
From that moment.
It was like a couple of days later, Soph was like, I'm pregnant.
And I said, and it's a girl.
What?
Oh.
And I said it's a girl too, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pregnant with a little girl.
The next week she bought the pregnancy test. I'm like, it's a bit early, don't you think? Like that's a bit crazy.
But I was like, I'm pregnant. I kept doing it
until the test.
Until it went positive because I just knew.
There was that many in her drawer. I was
so excited because I can't explain it. I just knew.
Yeah.
They're so expensive.
Yeah.
It's like $20 a pop.
Every time she'd come home, they were just all on the bench and I was like sad because I was like, oh, it didn't work. And then obviously I started to be like, Sophie, like, what if you're not?
Yeah.
But no, I just knew. And I just knew it was a girl the whole time.
Yeah. Is it very expensive to do?
Look, from what I believe, there are multiple different avenues. Like I've had friends, gay friends, go through there's so many different clinics, I believe. The clinic, I went through a private clinic, so perhaps it's more expensive like that. But yeah, sometimes, don't get me wrong, I look at Essie and I'm like, it cost me nearly 10 grand. I was like, I could have just gone and had a shag on a Saturday night. Wouldn't have even known. Yeah. But, I'm very blessed to be a gay woman who was able to fall pregnant so quickly, to not have to go through IVF, which is a lot more expensive, for it to work straight away, to have the finances to do it. I'm very lucky in that aspect. And I actually couldn't believe it worked straight away, because I have had friends do it, and the success rate of IUI initially is quite small.
Oh.
So for me, I believe it was, now I could be wrong, but I believe from the information I was given from my obstetrician, I was going to have 2 goes at IUI before I had to move to IVF, just because I'm in my mid-30s. Yep. Perhaps if you're younger, you get more goes at it. But yeah, it worked straight away.
So there was one thing though, she said that IUI has a very high chance of getting twins, and so fuck. Please don't get
no, well, they boost you with hormones to really ovulate you, but I didn't have and again, I can't remember the terminology, so please do not take any medical advice from me, but there's a way that they can boost you to make more eggs or give you more chance of falling pregnant. But she said at the time, I'm very fertile. She said, I'm not going to boost you because you'll end up with twins or triplets. And I was like, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Not the triplets.
Look, if I'd been given, I've got twin sisters. Maddy's a twin. It'd be amazing. Yeah. I would love if I had 4 in there. I couldn't carry one.
Yeah.
I kept saying that. I go, how do people carry multiples?
Yeah.
And I know obviously they're smaller and stuff, but
still.
I was in so much pain with one. I just thought, oh my goodness.
And so you didn't have that pain with the other pregnancies?
Like I did. I tore my abs at the top, which has affected my pregnancies. Yeah. So I tore my abs when I was pregnant with Bobby at the top, which I've always been told to have surgically repaired after I'm done having kids. But then my life took a turn where, if I stayed married and had floss and maybe had another one, then it would have been like, okay, I have the surgery. But then I never had it because I never knew if I was going to have more what my life was going to bring. So I just live with like this big tear in my upper abdominal muscles that, as you can imagine, when you get pregnant, rips open even more.
Yeah.
Fun times.
You know what I was thinking this morning, like obviously knowing we're coming up to interview you guys today, but I was just like, your life's changed so much since the last time we interviewed you. And I was like, mine hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, but do you know that's what, and I said to Mads, so I'm so happy that I've like found her, is that's all I've wanted.
Yeah.
I've wanted normal. Yeah. I've wanted almost boring.
No news is good news.
No news is good. That's what we keep saying.
Totally.
And so when I now see my friends, if I haven't caught up with them, they're like, what's news? I go, nothing.
Yeah.
And they go, how good?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good place to end.
That is such a good place to end.
And you won't have any further news ever.
No news is good news.
Unless
maybe
it's marriage or something.
Yeah, when is that going to happen?
Do you know what? Let's just propose on here. No,
Just got to wait and see.
No, I'm only saying that because everyone's like, who would propose out of you two? And Maddy's like, me. I was like, okay, well.
Yeah,
I ain't getting younger.
You just got to wait.
No, again, there's so much compromise when you do have an age gap, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I love her so much. I would marry her. I'm so proud. I say to her, I just would love to call you my wife. I just am so proud of the person you are.
There was like one time.
She goes like this.
No, what about one time when someone said to Sophie at the footy, she was standing with my parents, and they're like, "Are you a Prespakis?" And Sophie's like, no, but maybe one day.
It was the first game of footy I went with her parents, and someone goes, are you a Prespakis too? I said, well, hopefully one day. And Maddy's like, you said that in front of my parents? I was like, yeah. No, there's compromise, obviously. Me being older, I'm like, I'd get married tomorrow. Maddy's 24. And then the 24-year-old version of me who did get married at 25, I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, but also I want to. So, yeah. Anyway.
Just gotta wait and see. Wait.
Ooh, surprise me, No, there's not, honestly, all jokes aside, there's literally no hurry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm as committed to her as I've ever been in my life. So are you.
And so am I. So
I just talk a lot more than Maddy does. Yeah. I'm just a bit more vocal about it. You're giving me eyes right now. She's giving me love eyes, everybody.
Yeah.
Can feel
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
That's
guys.
Right. Thank you. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, wait.
Essie,
hang on, we can't finish. We can't finish without her. Come on, baby.
Oh, little
everyone, one, Maddy's twin sister, and they look nothing alike.
Oh,
Look at you, little Bobby.
Just woke up. So you reckon?
Oh, I've thought that this whole time.
I've seen it once in the face.
Oh, it's like clone,
Yeah, right.
but miniature.
Big smiles or do a big fart? Which one? Like your family have become aunties. Like there's no, you talk about, is Maddy going to be mum? It's like Annalie's auntie.
yeah.
And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on another Mr. Mum's ep.
If you find yourself with a spare 2 seconds, we'd really appreciate a rating or a review to help new listeners find our podcast.